Thanks a million for that, lads. Look at the smiles you've put on everyone's faces. Hard earned this evening, though.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. It was a tough game, and we were probably a bit slow out of the blocks, but we got there in the end, and yeah, hard fought 5 points in the end.
Absolutely, no, means a lot to everybody here. You're carrying a bit of hardware, though. How's the leg?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's just a bit dramatic, but I'll be alright. It's just a bit of precautionary more than anything else.
But you have a concerned fan club just over here behind me, yeah?
So I see.
No worries. Guys, look, obviously very important to come out and get a good win tonight and pick up 5 points, considering what had happened on Sunday. For yourselves, how do you prepare? How did tonight come about? Did Sunday have an influence, or look, game's done, you have to move on, focus on Zebra tonight?
Well, I suppose on Monday and Tuesday when we went in, we kind of had to sit down and look at what went wrong and why we didn't perform to the level that we should have, and that, the level that we hold ourselves to. So after kind of assessing ourselves in the areas we need to improve in, we completely turned on to Zebra and realised that this is, rugby's always about the next game. It's always the most important game. So we turned our attention to that, and we saw where we could influence our style on them. So, we did a lot of work, and throughout the week there was a lot of onus on our detail and, the next play, and just getting our hands on the ball and holding on to it.
No, so the preparation tends to be a bit more clinical than what some of us might have been feeling, and just want to go out and smash players then the next game up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you got to as much as you do want to do that. Like some of the boys said before the game, you might sit down and be dirty yourself on the Monday, Tuesday, and go through all those things. But we had to actually get there today and show that we were frustrated with ourselves last week and try and rectify that.
Well, you certainly did that tonight anyway. As we say, always good to pick up 5 points here at home. Good job, lads. Kane, listen, obviously you've come over to us from the Waratahs, your coach back there, a man who we're all very familiar with over here, Michael Cheika. As everyone no doubt here remembers, obviously from all the stories that the players would tell, he was very warm, cuddly, sort of arm around the shoulder kind of a coach. I assume he was the same for you down south, yeah? Yeah,
totally, yeah. No, he's a hard one to crack, old Czech, but he was pretty good for me. I enjoyed my 2 years playing underneath him, and yeah, he was different. It was different at heaps of that, like even when I got here and I stayed at Matt's house the first couple of nights till I found a place. I don't think I could picture myself staying at Czech's house. Yeah, no.
Obviously a guy who did a huge amount for us here as well, though, obviously for yourselves at the Waratahs as well. But come here, what was the major decision as in coming to Leinster? Why here? Was there interest from other clubs? Were you interested in other places? What made you think Dublin's where I want to play?
Well, I was one of them guys that got into trouble here a couple of years ago with the Wallabies. I had a few beers and experienced Dublin, and it's not a bad place. No, I knew there was. I'd met Leo earlier in the season. He came over and had a week or two at the Waratahs because he obviously knew Cheika and to come check it out. And so I talked to him, and so I knew he was here and he was finishing up his last season. Yeah, I knew there was a lot of Irish internationals, and yeah, it was a good club who'd done well in the past, and yeah, I thought it was a chance for me to improve my rugby, especially my set piece and things like that. And yeah, I did want to come over to Europe and check it all out. And yeah, Leinster seemed keen on me, and I seemed keen on them. So it was pretty. I thought it was a good decision. Yeah.
Well, we're certainly very glad to have you here with us anyway. See, they're a nice bunch. They're good people out there, all right? Jack, for yourself this year, it's been a fantastic year for you so far. You've really come through for us. And I swear your fan club didn't just ask me to say that, all right? I promise you that's from ours. Must have been a huge thing for you to come through and get selection in the Ireland training squads and Wolfhounds. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, it was fantastic, to be honest. It was, obviously at the start of the season I set myself a few goals, and I think it was to play 10 games throughout the year for Leinster, you know, which now I've gone on to surpass that. So I think it's kind of been a surprise how well I've done, and I'm absolutely delighted with it. You know, when that squad was being announced, I didn't think, you know, I'd have hope of being included on it. So when I got the email to say, you know, it's coming down and training, I was absolutely delighted. So for me, you know, being realistic, there was a lot of people ahead of me, a lot of experience, a lot of really good players. So I just thought I'd go down, you know, soak it up, make the best experience I could of it, you know, take what I learned from there and bring it here, and, you know, train with that kind of intensity that Joe would train at and that he expected to play at. So, you know, for me, it was a great experience, and I've learned a lot from it.
Well, boys, if you keep playing the way you are and keep going the way you are, you guys could end up on the walls over here. And one guy who's in pretty much every single poster here is, of course, Shane Jennings, who made a huge announcement yesterday. Broke a lot of hearts in here, I'm quite sure. What are your boys' reactions? You would have known, presumably, a bit before yesterday that was coming.
Yeah, Shane had obviously had a word with a few of us and kind of told people that it was coming, so it wasn't a bit of a shock. But, you know, the week that was in it, and after the disappointment on Sunday, he wanted to make sure that he wasn't him who was taking the limelight away from it. You know, he was completely focused on the next job. And I suppose Leinster Rugby and the players within it owe a huge amount to Shane. You know, he brings an incredibly high standard and he expects nothing less but excellence throughout. You know, he's a leader within the group. You know, everyone looks up to him when you're a young lad. I remember when I was in the academy last year, you know, he was someone you have a lot of respect for. He gives time to everyone. If you want to, you know, sit down at the end of the day and go through a few plays and stuff with him, he's more than happy to do it. He's very giving, and he'll always look out for the younger lads. So he's going to be a huge loss not having him around next season.
He certainly is, but hopefully you guys coming through, you can take some places. Kane, obviously there's a number of great players in the squad, a number of Irish internationals, a number of guys who are Lions as well, and then you've guys who are synonymous with the club, guys like Jeno himself. For yourself coming over, who were the guys you were really looking forward to working with? Who were the ones that said, yeah, I want to be on the same side of those boys?
Probably the guys I played against for when I played Wallabies against the Lions, so Jamie Heaslip and Sean O'Brien and Rob Carney and players like that. Yeah, I probably didn't know what to expect really. It's a totally different setup. It's that you got the massive squad and you got so many internationals in your team, and there's there's sort of a bit of enforced rotation because boys are in and out of the Irish squad. It's a totally different setup. We at the Waratahs, we just had the best team we could each week, and you just slogged it out for. It was a shorter season, but yeah, it's a totally different setup, and yeah, but a heap of the young guys have surprised me. You're playing 1 week with academy players and stuff, and they're all like busting a nut to get out there and playing their little hearts out. So it's it's good to see. And there's especially in the back road with Jack and the boys. There's been so many boys injured, but there's I don't know how many sevens I've played with this year. Like Josh Vanderflyer and stuff like that coming through. They're killing it. They just get stuck in and what were the boys calling him? Josh Vanderchop or something, because he just kept chopping legs. But yeah, no, it's. I think that the whole thing. I think I've bought into it and feel at home now. So it's good.
That's really good to hear, boys. Obviously, I was looking up the Facebook feed there the other day, and things about nutrition came up, and sort of the favourite meals that players have and all this sort of stuff. Your granola making skills made it onto the list. You'll be delighted to hear, I'm quite sure. But in all seriousness, after a tough game like that tonight now, how do you guys recover nutrition-wise and all that sort of stuff? From tonight, tomorrow, how does that really work for you guys?
Yeah, obviously nutrition and recovery is huge, especially this week. You know, we played Sunday and then we have a quick turnaround to Friday. So, you know, when you walk in, you've got shakes there ready for your protein shakes to kind of help you recover. The nutrition is going to be there with, you know, fish oils and vitamins and stuff. Just kind of all get kick-started. There's certain juices they give you to drink. And then recovery-wise, you know, you're in the skins for compression, ice baths. after the Sunday's game. So there's those kind of little things. You know, you don't have to do everything. You kind of pick and choose what you like and what suits you and what you feel works best. I know a few lads use EMS, which is little kind of electrical stimulations on your muscles to help you recover. You know, so it's kind of personal, whatever you want to choose.
Very good. Guys, listen, there's just one more thing I wanted to ask yourself, Kane. There's a bit of stuff that was coming from Australia, a few people talking, and, you know, just on behalf of everyone here, questions, they have to come up, they have to be answered, of course. So the thing that, obviously, it's on everyone's mind, for your good self, home and away or neighbours, which is it?
I'm staying, but
I don't know what they're talking about. I'm talking about TV.
Growing up, I watched Home and Away. Actually, that was my go-to. Then I got a bit weird there for a while. It was the Summer-based stalker, and it got a bit too weird for me. So I brushed it a few years ago. Yeah.
Very good, Jack. Same question.
I'm an EastEnders man. So.
Who says we don't ask the tough questions here, folks, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, listen, can you all give a massive hand? Jack Conan, Kane Douglas.